Sails are the engine of a sailing boat, and like any engine they need careful preparation and tuning to get the best performance, and ultimately to get the boat moving through the water quickly. This program is aimed at helping you trim your sails in relation to the weather conditions, and therefore improve your boat speed. However, before we explain the techniques, it's a good idea to understand how a sail works and what makes it more efficient. The sails act in many ways like an aeroplane's wing. They're shaped to maximise lift and minimise drag. Different conditions demand different shapes to optimise these two parameters. In light winds, drag can actually be induced to increase the performance. So how does the sail work? When the air flows over the sail or wing, the air flowing over the curve travels further than the air on the other side, because the parted air particles have to meet at the other end. The air flowing over the curve must therefore travel faster. If not, a vacuum would exist. This faster flow creates low pressure and lift. The faster the flow, the greater the lift. On a sail going to windward, this exerts a large unwanted side force, or heeling, and a relatively small forward force. The keel helps to counteract the unwanted side force. And in the keel we can do some work, particularly in the area of the leading edge, where it's important to have a smooth and a fairer shape as possible. And some work in this will improve the boat's performance. The keel works because the heeling force makes the boat go sideways through the water, a leeward motion, and this changes the symmetrical shape of the keel into a foil, which gives the boat lift and therefore an ability to go to windward. And here we have a classic example of what we don't want to see. The leading edge of this keel would break down the water flow so that the water would not attach to the leading edge of the keel. The lift wouldn't develop very well and the boat wouldn't perform to windward as well as possible. And this would apply equally to the rudder because that in itself is a lifting foil. The combination of a genoa and a mainsail helps extend these forces greater than the sum of the independent forces, and the boats that set sails as one unit will go faster. The genoa sails in a relative lift and the main in a relative header. The shape of the sail is determined by its draft and the relative position of the draft.